Hi guys, welcome back to Angelic Tarot and Therapy. I am Kat, and we have Tori with us today.
Hey guys.
She brought her archetype cards and her animal cards and a few other cards, and I have my new deck. I showed these off for the weekly outlook video, but you guys have just got to see these. I am so in love right now. This is the El Goliath deck, and oh my God. If you get a chance, if you collect cards like I do, I mean, this thing is just beyond words as far as, you know, the artistry, and even the book is put together really, really fantastically. So, but yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. So we are going to be doing our pick a card video. For those that have never seen this show before, first of all, welcome. And secondly, what we do is we lay out a few piles of cards, and then
You get to pick.
you get to pick which pile you want. Could be where the placement is, or the number, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to back out and then go back in, because obviously my phone doesn't like to cooperate with me. There we are. There we are. Hi. Okay.
Hey, Laura.
Yay, Laura Flick. Hello. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to do 3. 3 piles. And these cards are just monstrous.
I couldn't shuffle those.
Yeah, I honestly, Tori, I have to do this number right here. I have to get them in either hand and then lay them sideways and then do this number. Otherwise, we ain't shuffling. Like, that's how big they are.
I have a hard enough time with the regular Oracle deck.
Yeah. So, you know, but they are so worth the extra work for me. They really are. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started here as soon as I can get my stuff together. It's been one of those days, like work all the way through. God, really, it's been one of those days. Okay. So, how many we want? Okay. I like it. They're like 3 and 3. Okay, that's cool. We can do that. All right. So there's 3, 3, and 3. You guys can sit right there. Okay. And then, are you using these? Whichever ones you feel. I'm just asking.
Don't know yet.
Okay. I know that you're using those.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on.
I know.
Diamond.
I know. I love them. Okay. So I'm grabbing my Alice the Wonderland Oracle too.
Apparently that's supposed to be 2 there.
They wanted 2 there.
2 again.
Okay.
Why is there only 1 there?
I don't know. You might want to just throw an extra one out there just for, you know. All right. All right. And if you're just joining us, please do say hello so we know that you're there. All right. Hi, guys. Got 4. Sorry about the late start. We had a coworker that has recently been moving on to bigger and brighter things, and we were planning a potluck to say goodbye. So it was taking just a few minutes extra, and so we didn't get quite the start that we wanted. Hi, Bree. But we're here now, so, you know.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Okay. So we're going to just toss one of these out, and one of these, and one of these, and then we're going to drop them back behind the archetype so they don't get lost in there. Really? There we go. There we are. Okay. I'm already liking this, I can tell. Oh, Bree, thank you. Thank you so much. Paparazzi. Paparazzi, $5. Okay. I am a paparazzi consultant too, by the way. So, all right. Everybody happy? Are we good? Everybody good? Okay. All right. So we're just going to squinch these up here. Okay. So this is pile number 1 right here. Let me scooch it back so you can see it. Sorry. There we go. And pile number 2 right here. And pile number 3 right there. Okay. So we'll give you guys just a second. For, selecting which one you want. We got pile number 1, 2, or 3. So whichever one you want. You don't have to tell us. That's totally fine. Okay. All right. So we're actually going to start down here with you, Cobra. The Cobra and the Eagle so far. Ooh, the Self. And the Shadow. Oh boy, I'm liking this already. Such a Curious Dream. My God. And we are just running out of room on the board here. Okay. So then we have, oh, I like it. Okay. So we've got the 4 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords for the Goliath deck. So we are going to find out what each of these means. If you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. And I'm going to let Tori tell us about the Cobra, the Eagle, the Shadow, and the Self. Pretty excited about what the, yep, I can certainly do that. I'm going to get in here. Yep, absolutely.
There is a guide.
Oh, cool. Front. Okay, cool.
Air, fire.
Okay, this is so neat. I mean, I've looked at this a few times, but it never gets old. Okay, so we've got 117 and 119. Well, that was right together. That's kind of neat. Okay, so the Cobra, what does it have to say about the Cobra?
Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The Cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The Cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the Cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When in balance, a student of life, humble, wise. When out of balance, know-it-all, egocentric. To bring back into balance, take a class, study.
Okay, so we have being teachable, and then we have the Eagle.
Eagle, all pervading power, truth seeker, transforms karma. The noble eagle emits the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. When in balance, bright, radiant, challenges. When out of balance, controlling. To bring back into balance, step into the unknown.
Wow. So we're stepping into the unknown. We're embracing the, wow, that is our higher selves. And this is being teachable. We're embracing our higher selves. So now we have the Shadow. And the Shadow says, although every card in the Archetypes deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow self. This could not be more perfect right now. Like, that is awesome. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate from the whole. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When the card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things that you've been denying. Mercury retrograde is the perfect time for that. When the mind responds with no, anything but that, you are touching shadow. Find support for this deep inner work and move toward the shadow with patience and compassion. When light, revealing unconscious aspects of the self and the world. When dark, denying unconscious aspects of the self and the world. Go deeper, owning your own shadow. Wow. So we're remaining teachable. We're embracing our higher selves, right? And we're getting to know our shadow self too.
Kind of like Peter Pan.
Yeah, this is so interesting. And then we pulled the self right after that. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It doesn't judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of the parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is a central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back into witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing as the spectrum of ingredients becomes the flavor of our life. In the mirror for 30 seconds or more, attempt to see the you behind the you. And when light, witnessing, accepting new aspects of yourself. When dark, disjointed, fatigued, diffused energy and purpose. Go deeper. Watch Robert Bly read Kabir's poem, This Clay Jug. That's kind of neat, guys. We're only like halfway into the first reading. Who's excited, right? Show of hands. Okay, we're going to leave this right here so I can help. And then such a curious dream. We have grounding, returning to reality, and coming home. I can't make this up. I am just, wow. That is fantastic. Okay, so let's look at, this is all of the advice. This is all of the advice is what they're giving me right now. So let's look at this. We've got the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is the no fox given card, okay? You're lethargic, depression, whether seasonal or otherwise, okay? This is stagnation. This is spiritual and emotional stagnation, okay? I mean, look, that cougar could not give a crap right now. He's just laying there.
Yeah.
He's
just like that at home.
He's just laying there, okay? Now, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is psychic disturbances, self-fulfilling prophecies, up all night worrying about a whole lot of stuff, okay? This is having a lot of mental issues, okay? Swords are thought processes, mental clarity, that kind of thing. And the 9, that means that there's trouble upstairs, okay? And then we have the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords, see, we got the polar bear, okay? And the polar bear is trying to come up through the ice, but there's swords in the way. Now, polar bears can swim underwater, okay? Which means at any given time, the polar bear can say, forget this, swim down, find another break in the ice, and come up without any problem. Your course anytime you want to. Anytime. Okay? All right. So,
People bumps.
right. People bumps. Absolutely.
People bumps.
Yes. So we've got be teachable. Understand that you are ready to learn new things. All right? We're going to embrace our higher self. We're going to embrace both sides of ourself. Both the self that is flawed and has depression and different things like that, and the higher self. We're going to ground ourselves and come back to reality. The whole depression, the psychic disturbances, the bad dreams, the up all night, you can walk away from that anytime you want to. Kyla Real.
Ray.
Hi. Yay, it's Kyla. Okay, so if you chose pile number 1, that was your reading. And that is a very, very powerful, powerful message. It's saying that you are in control. You are in control, and there's healing out there. If you need help, if you are going through depression, if you have been suicidal, lethargic, empty, drained, just don't care anymore. Just if you're
Not weak for that.
no,
You'll actually be stronger afterwards.
exactly. There is so much help out there, guys. Whether you message me, and if you are in dire straits, there is no way that I am, charging you for therapy. You know what I mean? So if that's where you're at, feel free to let me know. All right. Angelic therapy, a reading, something. Okay. Reach out to a friend, have a lifeline. But this is saying that if you are teachable and you're willing to be open, that you are in complete control of this situation and that you can get help. Okay. All right. So we're going to move this stuff out the way, and we're going to keep them together for now since they like to play so well together. The Phoenix smoked oysters, anybody? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. And we have the castle in the empty room. Wow. Okay. And then we've got who in the world are you? After that, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and Temperance. I think that this Scorpio season and Mercury in retrograde, I think that these cards are screaming that everybody needs a little help and assistance right now. So we are going to just dive right in here and figure out what the message is. If you chose pile number 2, you're up. Here we go.
So the oyster, patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires in life's works. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, griping, clams up. To bring back into balance, share something.
Wow.
And the Phoenix, this came up last time too.
Yep.
Freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. The Phoenix represents a transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The Phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as a burning of impurities through the practice of dedication. The essence of the Phoenix is what is with us when we realize that we've been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the Phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and a lightness and clarity emerges. As the stagnicity continues to smolder, the Phoenix lifts our spirits up and up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's the sign of the fire of transformation that's upon our wings.
That is awesome. So we've got the oyster, which contains all the capability to do whatever needs to be done within itself. And then we have the Phoenix sloughing off what doesn't serve anymore, emerging from those ashes, ready to take on a new transformation. Now we've got the empty room and the castle, and these are right next to each other again. I can't make this up. So the empty room haunts us all. It's the universal and all too frequent feeling of lack of wanting, of the craving to fill ourselves with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of the empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, kind of like the oyster. Yet we perceive it as not enough. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting within the barren walls of not knowing, for awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next. To save our outward appearance, be with the nothingness, be with the impatience. The empty room has immense power, yet others wonder what you are doing. If you can settle into the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. When light, spaciousness, potential, and possibility, when dark, addiction, instability, far more for more's sake. Go deeper, John Cage's 433. So the empty room is saying once again that there's all the potential within it, just like the oyster. Okay. Now let's have a look at the castle. It's no wonder that fairy tales of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, ornate wonders, and lavish adornments, yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home or position that project of image of achievement, while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. The castle can be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel toward, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. When light, visiting your throne of power. When dark, stuckness, depression, spells, or walls. Go deeper. Rachel Whitteread's House, Peter Bruegel's The Power of Babel. So that right there, all in itself, okay? We've got all the potential within ourselves to accomplish things. We're going to let the phoenix burn through what isn't serving us anymore. We need to be okay with what we've got. What we've got is ultimate potential, even if it feels like you don't have anything. And then don't fall into the trap of materialism. You can sit in your throne of power and you can rule over your own life, but for goodness sakes, do not fall into that trap of more for more's sake. Okay? All right. Then we've got, who in the world are you? And this calls back to these two cards right here. Who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. Because when we go through transformation, like with the phoenix, when we go through that transformation, we're a new person. Mm-hmm. So I have to get to know my new self on almost a daily basis. Okay? Now, we've got the 7 of Pentacles.
It's a froggy.
Yeah, it's a froggy. And Venus flytraps everywhere. Okay, so the Venus flytraps, they're holding all the flies. All the frogs got to do is just start chowing down, right? So this right here, hello.
Oh my God, Julie.
We love you, Jules. We really do. We really do. One of my favorite people. Okay, so the 7 of Pentacles, this is the rewarded frog, which means the seeds have been planted. The work has been done, okay? All this, the transformation, the being okay with just yourself and not needing to have more for more's sake, getting to know the new you, that has all happened. That has all happened. The work has been done. Now we're going to reap the rewards of that, okay? Now we have the King of Pentacles. It's a tiger. It's a tiger.
Kitty.
Yes, he's wearing a crown of roses. How cute is that? Okay. So the King of Pentacles is the father of the roses, okay? This guy is patient. He's patient. He's in it for the long haul. he's got his stuff together as far as the home front is concerned. Okay, he knows how to take care of everything and everybody, and he also knows when to say no. Okay, so we've done the work, we've waited for the harvest, we're collecting that now, we know what to do, especially when it comes to caring for those around us and our home. Okay, now we've got temperance. Temperance is coming to emotional balance, but it's also patience. Okay, it's understanding that there has to be ebb and flow. There's going to be some days that you have more than you need, and that's the castle. And there's going to be other days that you have almost nothing, and that's the empty room. And these two coincide. Okay? All right. But get to know the new you. Get to know the new you. I'm pretty sure the new you is a fabulous person. Okay?
Oh, most definitely.
So we're going to go ahead and move these out of the way now. Okay, everybody back in the pile, please.
They just don't want to go.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They're just like, nope, I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay. So pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, ooh, shark. Anybody starts typing the Baby Shark song, I'm gonna ban you. I'm just kidding. Okay. So we've got the shark and the cheetah. And then these two really are stuck together. They are just like, I am sticking here. Okay, there we go. Oh, cool. Okay. So we have agape. It's a form of love, by the way. Yeah. And then we have thanatos and agape. We'll get into those here in just a second. And then we have no need to fear, the 10 of Pentacles. We just had the oyster. That's kind of cool. Okay. And then we've got the King of Wands. And we have the Lovers. Oh boy. Pretty sure I know what this reading's about. All right. So I'm going to look up agape and thanatos, and Tori's going to tell us about the shark and the cheetah.
Okay, shark. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes us over when we are hesitant and honest to be totally ourselves or just say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky, destructive. To bring back into balance, honesty.
Okay, so we're going to be honest. We're going to speak our truth. We're going to be open and honest.
Kyla Ray.
Yep. Mary
Hi,
Mansfield.
Mary.
Hi. Okay.
And cheetah. Solar force, action, achievement, masculine energy. The cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah. It shines from inside this great creature and expands outward to brighten the universe. The energy within a cheetah personality is palatable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to the remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the true fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. When in balance, achieves everything, boundless goals. When out of balance, impatient, competitive. To bring back into balance, reconnect to a purpose.
Wow. So we're going to be honest. We're going to reconnect to a purpose. And then we have agape, devotion, unconditional love. But we can't make this up, can we? I just heard like a universal thud. Everybody's jaw's on the ground right now. All right. So we've got honesty and we've got authenticity, and then we have agape, devotion, unconditional love. What if Instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddess, nature at the center. How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of agape. It is alive when you are in awe and wonder. Our breath taken away by sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as and the heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, like a healing balm. To the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day, consciously or unconsciously. What are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder that you climb ultimately lead to? That is a great question. Wow.
Well, you seen what was in my Amazon
I
cart.
did, but honestly, like we've got honesty, we've got, having, that center purpose, and then we've got agape, which is devotion and unconditional love. Now, when light, service, reverence, honor, and joy. When dark, spiritual bypassing. Go deeper, children's choirs from around the world. And then we're going to look at Thanatos, and that is death. So we've got unconditional, but death is also transformation, and we were just talking about that. So it is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. Well, thank you for that. But the true archetypal renaissance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our hearts, signifying that we've touched the cup of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. When light, grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is. When dark, fear or insensitivity. Go Deeper, The Mower by Philip Larkin. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. But right before that, we've got no need to fear. So there's no need to fear being honest, to seek out our purpose, to love unconditionally, to face that transformation, understanding that we're about to die in one way and then live in another. No need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. Wow. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles. This is the oyster of Metatron. Not Megatron, that's a transformer. Metatron.
The scribe of God.
Yes, the scribe of God. And that is the Kabbalistic tree of life in there too. Pretty neat.
Isn't he the one who likes to watch the ones who are creative?
Yes. Yes,
That
Metatron is freaking amazing. I love him. He is a friend to all indigo children as well. So the 10 of Pentacles means the completion of a cycle, much like life and death. You know what I mean? So we've got the completion of a cycle here in the really real world, okay? And where there's an ending, there is also a beginning. So this is talking about the real world, your family life, your home life, that there's an ending and a beginning, okay? And then we're going to look at the King of Wands. Look at that. It's like a dream catcher in his antlers. So neat. But the King of Wands, this is the glowing white stag. Now, the King of Wands has his stuff together, but he takes action on his own behalf. He takes action on his own behalf. He is not afraid at all. Again, no need to fear. He can charge in confidently, knowing in whom he has believed. Okay? And then we have the Lovers, and this is not always what people think it is. A lot of times they're like, ooh, love relationship. Yeah, that's true. But the Lovers typically means yourself, your higher self, and your higher power, and the coming together of all three in perfect union. That's typically what the Lovers represents. Okay, so we have you, we have the higher self, and then we have the higher power. So again, like she was saying, what do you worship? What do you elevate on a daily basis? How do you see that? This transformation, you're going to be drinking from the cup of the underworld to allow what doesn't serve you anymore to die. That's a death. You're going to be mourning that. There's no need to fear. We're going to allow that change to happen. We're going to come full circle. We're going to take action on our own behalf. And we are going to then have the perfect union of ourself, our highest self, and our higher power. Wow. How is it that 3 always has something to do with somebody having a calling on their life? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't begin to actually think that I know.
Yeah,
I just let it happen.
But honestly, every single time, number 3 it's like they're always called to a higher purpose, always, and that is phenomenal. It really is. But I just see a pattern happening here. But wow, that is phenomenal. Okay, well, let's move these out of the way here. Okay. Kyla and her baby shark. Okay. What do we got? Ooh, it's a 10 of cups. That's a star. That's a star. What do we got? Ooh, Father of Wands. That's the King of Wands. I'm just saying, we just had that guy. What else we got? Ooh, 7 of Pentacles. We just had that one too. And the High Priestess. The High Priestess. I'm liking this. Okay. And we doing 5 or 7? Judgment. Okay, one more. Ta-da.
The 9.
The 9 of Swords. Give me one more. Just for X. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I know. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? Just do 2 of those. 2 of those. I'm liking it. Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you look up these 2 for me. All right. Look at this. Look at what we're doing. Look at this. Look at it.
Look at that. 15 minutes yelling at
I know, but that's okay. Oh my goodness sakes! Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Okay, so this is now an impromptu general reading that has to do with everybody. Okay, so the current situation is the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups being emotionally fulfilled, good family and home life. Everything is coming together. But what is a 10? The 10 is the completion, which means an ending. So we're coming back to the 1. And 1 is finding a new home. It's falling in love with yourself and your life all over again. Okay? So that's the current situation. I love you.
I haven't heard your singing, and I'm kind of scared.
I know. I'm just happy that she's here. Okay, so then we have the Star, and the Star is rebuilding after destruction. Okay, so after that transformation, the Star is hope and healing. All right, so we're finding that new home within ourselves. We're allowing that hope and healing to take over. The Father of Wands or the King of Wands, this is the basis of the situation where you've decided to take action on your own behalf now. Okay. All right. And then we've got the 7 of Pentacles, allowing what we've planted to grow. That's already behind you. That's behind you, which means it's already happened or it's about to. We're letting it grow. We're not running out there tugging on the shoots to make it grow quicker. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. Sorry.
It's counterproductive.
Exactly. So honestly, guys, don't go pulling on shoots right now. But we're going to let things grow. And the high priestess is in our crowning thought right now. And the high priestess is understanding that there's a balance. There's a duality of both the spiritual self and the physical self. It's also the wisdom to apply what you've learned. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but until you actually apply it to your life, it's nothing. Once you apply it, now it's wisdom. Okay? And then up and coming, we've got judgment. And judgment is breathing new life into things. It's a call to action. Judgment is saying, okay, we're going to have a favorable assessment of the facts. I'm looking over everything. This is where I screwed up. This is where I made it work. We're going to breathe new life into making it work. Okay? And then the hopes and fears. You are scared to death about the psychic disturbances, the dreams that this is keeping you up all night. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to worry about.
The card looks scary, but don't worry.
And then the current environmental influence. The current environmental influence, we have the Son of Swords or the Knight of Swords. And honestly, the Knight of Swords is the guy that just charges in full bore. He is action-based. This is racing thoughts. This is being quick-witted. This is making quick, fast decisions and letting things take off at a rapid rate. Okay? Now, what's best for you? Let's see what the hummingbird has to say about what's best for us.
Hummingbird. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. The sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird, and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet. Every moment worth savoring. When in balance, smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, sharp. To bring into balance, take a class.
Okay. So the hummingbird is all about spirituality, right? And what's best for you is to really get in there and start experiencing your spirituality. And that doesn't matter what faith you subscribe to, what life path that you're on, they all lead to the same place, guys. Okay? They really do. All right? So let's see. Oh, yes. All right. And then the fish. The fish is our final outcome.
Fish. Restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and the calm of the moon will soothe your soul. When in balance, adaptable, travels well. When out of balance, distracted, changes mind often. And to bring back into balance, set a small goal and accomplish it.
Mm-hmm. And Mary is, oh my goodness sakes. Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Mary, absolutely. And Mary, check this out. The moon is in Pisces. The moon is in Pisces. I'm just throwing that out there, guys. Okay. So just looking at this. Also, this is our crowning thought, and we've got the tiger with the moon and the crystal ball, right? Okay. So when you look at it from this perspective, we've got a completion of the way things are emotionally. We feel fulfilled, we feel complete, but we're starting over with that new sense of finding a new home. We're rebuilding and we're healing with hope after loss. We are standing up for ourselves. We're taking action on our own behalf. We're allowing things to grow that we planted. We are understanding and keeping in balance the spiritual and the physical. and there's a favorable assessment of the facts. We're moving in a new direction. We're breathing new life into things. We are letting go of the worry that's been keeping us up all night. We are allowing ourselves to move quickly and make decisions accordingly. And we are staying curious. We're really starting to explore our spirituality. And we understand that movement is not necessary. You don't have to continue to move all the time. Okay. And with Pisces, yes, we go with the flow. All right. And it's very dreamlike and very emotional, and it's, you know, it's great. But honestly, guys, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to reality. Okay. All right. Just keep swimming. I love her so much. I really do. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today for Angelic Tarot and Therapy's Pick a Card video. We will be back on Sunday. Sunday is our live show, and you get to ask your questions for the Archangels live. If you have a question that you don't want to share with the rest of the class, so to speak, you can message me on my Facebook page. I will keep your question quiet, but I will tell you, hey, it's, you know, I'm going to answer your question now. If you'd like me to pull a card for you, just message in and let me know. And that is Sunday at 4. All right. So thanks again, guys, for joining us today. And I will see you guys right back here on Sunday. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. We love you. Bye-bye.
Have a great night, guys.
And I have to get up and shut off my camera because Caleb's keeping the puppies quiet for me.
Are you sure you want to?